Hello, this is Dave Rich. I want to tell you about some history that was made in music back in 1964. I had left country music along about 1958 full time and went into the ministry. And I quit singing altogether. I didn't sing hardly long in my revivals, but I remember I came through Nashville to see my old buddy Pete Drake between revivals, and we got to talking, and he said, "Dave, if you'll go to singing again and record a gospel album, I'll pay for it. I'll pay the studio time, the musicians, and everything." So I thought about it and prayed about it, so we did. We had this session, 1964. And of course I had done a lot of praying about this and wondering if I was doing the right thing. And so at the session, I had everybody to stop, and I said, I want to have prayer and pray that the Lord will help us and anoint us to do this. And everybody there, I don't think, was Christians, but some were. But Pete Drake was the producer and also played steel too. And I remember Dottie West was one of our background singers, and Marion Worth, who was a star of the Grand Ole Opry, and the Light Brothers. They were my background singers. And we started out this session, and I think we made it about maybe 45 minutes. And the presence of God came down so strong that everybody went to weeping. I'm talking about the piano player, the guitar player, and I'm sure they wasn't used to doing stuff like that. But anyway, it got so strong that we had to stop the session. And we stopped for at least 45 minutes. And while I was praying, while we were stopped, and Dottie and Marion, they rushed home and changed clothes, and I didn't know why they done that, because they looked all right to me, but they felt such power and conviction in this session we were doing. They felt like they were to change clothes. And while I was praying during the time we was off there for 45 minutes, the Lord spoke to me and he said, wherever this album is played, I will bind demons and spirits and devils and rebuke forces of evil. And he said, the peace of God then will come down in a special and great way. And so we went back into the recording session and finished it, and it was just wonderful how, in fact, I've recorded a lot of albums since then, but I've never been able to do any album anywhere near as close as far as the power of the anointing. Well, years have passed. Tens of thousands of people have testified over the years that when they would be playing this album and in prayer, a lot of people went to playing it when they prayed because of the anointing, the Spirit of God that would come down. And people in the mission field where there was strong satanic activity, they began to contact me and say, Brother David, the only time I really feel the anointing of the Lord is when I'm get along and play that album of yours. And one other thing, I never ever listened to my demos. Maybe I listened once or twice, but I went to listening to the demo of the session, and I noticed I just kept playing it, and I thought, why in the world am I still playing this? And I'm still liking it. I really didn't understand what had happened. But we're going to do some of those songs on some videos, and hoping that the same thing will happen to you. God bless you. And I believe it will happen to every person that listens to these songs. And the first one we're going to do on this video that's coming up is called From Egypt to Canaan's Land. Pete Drake, my producer, kept telling me that Elvis listened to all of my songs. He loved my RCA Victor songs, but he really, really loved my gospel songs. And this song coming up, he was going to record, and Pete told me that he was going to record it, and they run out of time and wasn't able to get it on. But anyway, the song is entitled From Egypt to Canaan's Land.